Alright, so if you've seen the last couple videos, you probably noticed the 67 Cadillac sitting in the background. Now this is not a DeVille, this is a Calais, which is the lower trim package compared to the DeVille. If you guys saw the Hearst video, when we drove that, we met the guy and he said that he had this in his yard. So my buddy, the Rust Daddy, picked this up the next week for 200 bucks. Now, we're not going to do much with this, but it's kind of partway in the way of my garage here that I normally work on these rigs. It's kind of hard to pull these rigs around it. So I think what I'm going to try to do is I'm just going to try to get it running. We got a curb about 50 feet in front of it. We're going to see if we can hop that curb and how much this thing will suck up. Now this car is missing a fuel tank, a radiator, it's missing the rear brakes. So we're only going to do what we need to do to get it going. We don't even know if we're going to do the brakes on it. We're just going to see if we get it running. It's pretty much a derby car at this point. So let's see if we can get this thing going. We'll take a quick peek at what kind of shape it's in and see if we can hop that curb over there. So as you can see, we still got some pretty good usable trim on the front. This thing's fairly straight, but it's got a fair amount of rust. You got rust back here. You got rust kind of bubbling along the bottom there. Front quarter's real bad. Bumper's bent. Got rust holes in the trunk. You can see here this thing's been sitting since '98. Old school license plates. We definitely have a little crease going on this side and more rust on the bottom. More rust down there. Some trim hanging on for dear life. And then again, this front quarter is just mauled. Mother Nature had its way with it. Up here, starting to bubble through. Now the interior, it's a shame because this front seat is actually in pretty good shape, but the floors are gone. Humidity catcher right there, and it fell through the floor. You got the extra headlight bezel. You got the rear brake drums hanging out there. The driver's floor also looks like it's caving in. Driver's door looks phenomenal. And then the dash actually is in really good shape. It's all there. Radio, heat controls, clock, more heat controls, speedometer, odometer, and all that. Fuses look great. Look at that. The headliner is sagging, but to be honest, it's actually not in bad shape compared to some of these other rigs you come across. And then you have extra parts in the back here, hubcaps, air filter housing, and then a random radiator that looks like it's out of a early 2000s Chevy pickup. Now we'd love to open the trunk, but we really don't want to bugger up this keyway here. We did peek through the speaker hole. There's basically just the fender skirts, and that's about it. Well, let's see what we're looking at under the hood here. Ah! It's a big hood. Alright, again, no radiator, no air cleaner, no cover on the brake master. Looking good. First order of business, see if this thing turns over. It actually spins free, no problem. Almost like it has no compression. That's amazing. With the way this car looks, I would not have guessed that, but it's spinning the crank like butter.
Which one's negative, which one's positive?
So we got a new battery here. We're going to throw it in and see if the key will turn this thing over. There was no keys in here, but so far the Cadillac keys that I have that came with the 65 that I bought have worked in all the caddies that we've gotten so far. So we're going to see if they'll do the same in this one. Nope. Next one. Nope. Oh, brother. Alright, so it looks like I might have to pull this ignition switch, which means we're going to have to get underneath the dash here and hot wire it. That's the way it goes, I guess, sometimes. We got the key out of there. I put a jumper wire in place. Let's see if we can find which deal turns it over here. So There it is, right there. Motor's turning over. And we're looking for power to the coil. You got power? Nothing? Nothing. How about now? Nothing? Hold on. How about... You do? Now I think I have power, ignition, and starter all wired up here. I'm going to go ahead and touch all these together in a minute. We'll throw some fuel up in the carburetor there, see if it works. Yeah, throw it in that little tube there, and then we'll just dump a bunch down the throat, see if it fires off. I'll touch them together when you're ready. Let me know.
Let it rip.
Yeah?
Yeah, why not? Touch today.
Your battery feels low. You know what?
Trigger button.
Oh, let's put the charger in here too. Try again?
Yep. So if we got power to the coil, do we want to make sure we got power to the spark plugs? You think the ports?
Well, yeah, and do you want to make sure there's power to the other side of the coil?
Yep.
I'll do it again, but hold it to the other side. Let's see if we get a light.
Okay.
Yeah?
Yep. Oh yeah, we got power both sides.
Okay. All right, let's do a spark plug test.
Spark plug?
All right, so I threw the spark plug tester on here. Let's see if that works.
Nope. Nope. No sparky.
Okay, well, since we didn't get any action out of the spark tester here, we're going to pull the cap off of this distributor and see if we got to clean the points off. I'm almost 100% sure if we do that, this thing's going to fire up.
Tuning.
Oh, one of these. These are the worst points ever. These points are just like what was on the wagon. And they're like enclosed.
Oh. Good luck.
Okay, so I pulled the points system here. Same as what was on that 67 wagon we did. It's kind of a bugger to get to. It's one whole unit here, but you know the deal. We just throw a piece of sandpaper in here. Wow. And like I said before, as long as you get white chalky stuff, keep going. So I'm going to just kind of keep running sandpaper over these things until I don't have any chalky stuff left over, and then we'll throw them back in. All right, so we got the points back in. We'll do a quick test, see if we're getting spark here.
She's a sparking.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Now that we got spark, we'll throw this cap and rotor back on here.
We could use some of the starting fluid that's in here. Probably still works.
Yeah, probably.
Oh, it does.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. There's still some in here. Ooh, it smells good. Oh, that's some high quality starting fluid.
Yeah, not like they make nowadays, huh?
Yeah, that's back before all the government regulated.
Ooh, that does. Yeah, I can smell it here. The cap, which looks very clean underneath, so that's good. Okay, we're ready to give it another shot. You ready?
Let's do it. I'll use this trusty rusty starting fluid here.
Yeah.
See what you do.
Try to use the old school trick.
Yeah. She's trying.
Oh, dude, she's coughing.
Seems like she's either
Struggling, huh?
yeah. I think the battery's good.
Yeah, battery's good, but I wonder if our cables are kind of rough, right? We could put it on start mode too. Let it cook for a second.
Yeah, she's slow.
So we went ahead and pulled all the spark plugs. We cleaned them and gapped them. We're gonna give this another try. We did turn it over while the plugs were out. So let's see what she does. She's trying. Oh, I bet the exhaust is plugged.
You think so?
I don't know, I'm guessing.
You still got the Sawzall?
No, I don't. But it's not far away. All right, we're starting to wonder if something's plugging up the exhaust here. We got some hay hanging out, but a lot of holes. Swiss cheese exhaust. Maybe we'll have to see if this thing is pinched somewhere like the hearse exhaust was. Well, we tried getting this thing running for quite some time. It's just not spinning over fast enough. We're obviously getting spark, and we had the battery cooking with the charger over there, so we know we got enough power. Do the starter. Now I think what I might do is, I know I got a good starter on this car. I'm gonna go ahead and rip that one out and throw it on here and see if we can get this thing spinning over a little quicker. So I dove underneath the 67 here and found out that the ground strap from the frame is not even hooked up. So before I swap the starter, I'll probably hook that up to see if we get any different action out of this one. Also, looks like this thing's got a 10-foot cherry bomb on it. Woohoo! Okay, we got the ground strap hooked up here to one of the starter bolts. Let's see if we can get this thing to spin over a little quicker. All right, so when I put power to the starter, I have no action after hooking that ground up. Well, as you can see, I've got both starters out now. I've got them jumped between the posts on each starter here with the battery hooked up. So I'm going to go ahead and do a little test here. We'll see if either of these does anything for us. I know this one was working, so let's go ahead and see if this one out of the 67 does anything. And we get some sparks, but it is not throwing that gear out. And now the one out of the 66. Okay. Whoop. All right, my connection's got a little hot. Probably because I'm using too thin of a wire here, but that one did work. So we'll throw that one in the 67 and see if that makes a diff on spinning that motor over. The weather's not really wanting to cooperate with me today, but that's all right. I did manage to get that starter swapped out. I think we're ready to give this thing another shot. I don't have any fuel in there right now. There's probably maybe a little left in there from yesterday, but let's see what this starter does. That turns over way better. I think with a little fuel, we should be able to get this thing to fire up. Woohoo! One other thing I think we might have to deal with is we probably have a lot of that in the exhaust here, which is probably going to be holding this thing back, but we'll see if we can blow it out before we cut it. Yeah.
It just squirt transmission fluid everywhere.
No way. Really? Oh no.
Bleeding. Oh no.
Oh, she is bleeding. Yeah, we better loop them. I'll cut them nice, and then we'll put a loop on them. Well, now that we know she fires up, I think it's time to hook up our boat tank here. Plug her into power with just an electric fuel pump and see if this thing will maybe run on its own. Now I've unhooked the fuel line from the filter and the pump down there, and we're just going to plug straight into it, and I'll just throw the pump on and let's see what it does. Okay, we should have fuel. Let's see. Can't really see it. I guess we'll find out, huh? We got a slight issue here. Both these wires are controlling the starter. I wonder if I plug the coil straight to battery, I could do either one of these, right? Or this one? And one of them is supposed to be ignition, one starter. But they both are. That's Virt. Maybe I'll do that. It's not like we're doing a legit build here. You may have noticed that some transmission fluid squirted out and went all over the ground when we fired it up there. So we went ahead and looped the two lines that would have went to the radiator. That way it just kind of keeps circulating it. We've got the fuel all situated now, and we're gonna hot wire straight to the coil from the battery because my wires from the ignition switch, they continue to run the starter when we hit it, so we can't be having that. So let's do this and see if she'll stay running for us. Here we go. What was that?
Something hip hopping and popping.
Is the fan hitting something? Probably our ground cable.
Maybe that's something in the motor.
It didn't sound real good, did it?
No.
Let's try it again.
Might as well.
Yep. Woohoo! Go again. Yep. All right, we got her all hooked up again. We did go ahead and blew air through all the ports that go to the bowl, as well as the fuel inlet here. So we're gonna give it another shot. It had some weird noises when we were trying to start it before, but let's see what it does. Give her the beans.
Give her the beans?
Yeah. Well, it's running. They got a really weird noise coming out of the carburetor. Don't really know what it is, but it does work. There it is. That's a Cadillac right there for you. I don't know. Should we put it in gear? All right, time to see if she has any gears on the transmission. We lost a little bit of fluid, but we'll see what happens. Oh, it wanted to. Hold on. Hey, should I see if it?
See what?
What's up?
What's up, dude? What's that in?
Should I see if it spins them?
Like neutral drop? Or
I just put it in drive and
go for it. Hold on.
we better shut her down for a few. Well, we ended up deleting our little hot wire kit and we swapped it out for our key switch. We just took the cylinder out of it and basically now we can just use a screwdriver. I'm going to turn that on a second, show you. We've got some lights that work on this thing. It's pretty neat. So we'll throw our key in. Okay, it's on. And then we'll turn the light switch on here. Now if you look back here, we've got a courtesy light that comes on, the Cadillac symbol on it. That's pretty neat. And then in the back here, the tail lights actually work. License plate light works on one side. A car like this, things are still working after sitting out in the weather for so long. We've got our fuel system rigged up, batteries hooked up. We're getting ready to go try that curb out right over there. We also swapped out the set of wheels and tires we had on this thing for the spares I had on the C10. These have bald tires on them, and the other ones have brand new tires with phenomenal tread, so we're keeping those. So as it turns out, the Cadillac suspension is in fact unmatched. This was just a quickie. We just wanted to see if we could get it to run, that's it. This thing is shipping out tonight. We've got a Derby guy that wants it. it's just too far gone for us to want to do anything with, and we've got a lot of other cars that we want to get to that come way before this one. So we had a lot of fun getting it running though and testing out the suspension. So once again, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and especially subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one.